The nanobot is the latest in imperial domestic technology, domestic here applying to jobs and duties relating to home and person care. It is quite simply an artificial construct, designed in human form, to effortlessly mimic a living, human being. Based on the organic construct, the nanobot is a droid capable of completely passing for a human female, including bodily functions such as using the bathroom, breathing, thought, and even reproduction. Ultimately, it is capable of becoming self-aware, achieving sentience, and becoming all but human. The nanobot has one primary function foremost in all of its programming: to care for and protect whoever is under its charge. It is programmed with maternal and nanny-keeping instinct to function and act as a natural mother or sitter would, making any and all choices as a real mother or sitter would make. Its decisions always seem precise and exact. Eladan walked up to the door of the small mansion. He'd always liked Mrs. Michelle. She had been one of the teacher's aides when he was in middle school, but now he was in college and grown up. He and Michelle had been friends for a good while now, always talking to each other and spending time together. As it turns out, they went to the same college. She was a psychology major, while he was a history major. He'd always kidded she should be a beautician instead, since she never seemed to age any. It had been nearly 8 years since they first met when he was in 6th grade, and she hadn't aged a day. Every time he asked what makeup she used, she'd just smile and say it was a secret. He'd been called over, he guessed, because she needed help with her thesis project. He knew she had some kind of psychology project, and that she'd been unable to find subjects. It just so happened that he had nothing better to do, and was recently recovering from depression. They had talked for hours about his parents' death, but he'd gotten past that. Again, he knocked on the door. Michelle Anderson looks up from her paperwork at her desk. She hears the knock. Turning to the clock, she notes the time. She's expecting Eladan, and he's apparently right on schedule. She stands and walks over to open the door. Eladan was to help her with an experiment, or so he'd been told. He was under the impression he was going to be here for a therapy session to assist Michelle with her thesis paper. He was only partially aware of the truth, thus. Michelle opens the door, seeing the 5 feet 10 inches human male. He had shoulder-length black hair and a thin frame. He wore jeans, tennis shoes, and a black t-shirt. She smiles. "Hi, Eladan. Come on in, won't you? I was just starting to expect you." He nods and follows her in. The house is lavishly decorated, with plenty of artwork and new furniture. It is obvious she lives alone, since the house is so huge and clean-looking. It might even be new. He admires the decorations and the house decor. Nice place. Did you inherit it? Another partial truth. The house was new, a brand new ship design, from the Terrian Nexus, capable of mimicking other ships. In this case, it resembled a typical 21st century Earth home.